Hello, everyone, and welcome to Perspectives by DGMC, an exclusive podcast series where wisdom meets aspiration. I am Sanman Hutgikar, the podcaster. Today's conversation brings together two powerful chapters of the Rotaract District leadership, the grace of experience and the energy of fresh vision. One carries a legacy shaped by purpose, and the other steps into bold ideas and fresh drive to create impact. We are joined today by the unstoppable Rotarian Rotractor Advocate Nikhita Sunil, the Immediate Past DRR, and Rotractor Yashwardhan Chauhan, the present DRR of the Rotaract District 3141 for the RI year 25-26. So thank you so much, Nikita and Yashwardhan, for being there for the show. And even before we start of the year, I just want to cheers for your year, Yashwardhan, and your successful year, Nikita, to the year 24-25
and 25-26.
So, Nikita and Yashwardhan, I have had the privilege of being the president for the Rotaract Club of DGMC for 3 years. So I always tell my members, I always tell my directors in the very first board meeting that we do, कि Rotaract is it's not just a club. It's more than a club. It's something more of an experience. It's something that changes your life. So what, according to you, is that factor that makes you feel that, Rotaract is more than a club? How has it changed and what can it transform?
Okay. I think for everybody, when we say, I think when you also said that when we go to club meetings, first time, even what I do at my club also is, whenever we go to a meeting, we say that it's not just a club. And I think Rotaract teaches you more than what you come with. I mean, you might come with a lot of expectations that you're going to come to give back to the society, you want to do social service, but that's not what the ulterior motive is. You learn a lot. And I think it's like a launch pad for the bigger world, and I think it's like a home for you where you find yourself and you learn a lot of things. So I think it is more than a club, and it is more than social service. It is where you find a better version of yourself and you leave with someone who's more confident. So that's something for me.
No, I could subscribe to what Nikita said, and I think there are multiple facets to it and different things to explore when you are in Rotaract. People have this mindset that Rotaract is all about community service, but the beauty of Rotaract is that there are multiple avenues to explore, and you can actually do multiple things in it that way. For me, what I actually feel, and a lot of people actually say that Rotaract is actually like a mini MBA. That you get to learn so many different things, life skills, how to speak with people, communicate with people, managing different personalities, different egos. All of those things are actually taught to you when you are in Rotaract. So it's actually a beautiful organization to be a part of.
And I think they describe Rotaract in two ways. One is like an MBA school, and one is like it's a buffet. I mean, when you take membership, they give you a plate. But then what you put into your plate is your option. There is a lot variety of options, but then you can choose what you want to put onto your plate. Yeah. So it's exactly like a buffet. So I think that's beautifully describing Rotaract. So yes,
that's actually true. And coming to I think this podcast will be heard and seen by a lot of people who maybe know y'all, and maybe a few presidents who are coming up in your year, and a lot of first year Rotaractors. So for all of them, and even for all of us, can you all describe a little bit about how and when did you all enter into Rotaract, and is there some person, some Rotarian, or maybe your parents itself, who inspired you to get into Rotaract? So who's that Rotaract mentor of yours?
Okay, for me, I think I always tell that it all happened very accidentally. I went for a job interview, and that guy turned out to be a Rotarian. And his name was Mr. Ashish Agarwal. He was the former secretary of Mumbai Royals. So he introduced me to Rotaract. He did not give me the job. He told me that the right organization for you would be Rotaract. So it was through him that I actually got introduced to Rotaract, and I've been here enjoying my time.
So in which year did you?
I joined in the year 2019-20.
Oh.
So I joined in the year 2013, and that was also, I think, very accidental in a way that I had gone with my mom to a director's orientation program of Rotary Club, which was a board orientation, and it was an overnight thing. And I saw a bunch of people enjoying, and I was obviously sitting there because it was everything new for me. And the next day I came back home and asked mom that what is that and who are those people. So she told Rotaractors. And that's when it clicked me and I told that I want to do something. And my only and only reason at that point of time was to gain more friendships and to be more confident. And I think I've gained what I wanted to. And so I think that is one reason I joined Rotaract. And Rotaract is, I always say, was my decision rather than my mom pushing me into it. Obviously, me continuing, she is one of the reason, but me joining was the decision I took for myself. And if you have to say one mentor, I think it is always going to be PDRR Pankaj sir. He's the one person that I always look up to, and it is because on my very first installation when I walked into SNDT Auditorium Juhu, I saw an aura, and that aura I think every Rotaractor might have felt when they are around Pankaj sir. He has a different kind of an aura, and I think the way he inspires and the way he's still giving to the movement even after 30 years is something very, very inspiring. So yes, that is something.
Happy to have him as my DRCC for this year.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great. So when we speak about Rotaract or community service in general, we are taught not just by Rotarians, but also it's that wisdom that we get from our seniors, that you should always focus on the impact, that it's not about actually the numbers, it's not about the money that you spend. So how do y'all define impact? Like Nikhita, you've just ended a marvelous year and you're about to begin one. So what is your scale of measuring impact?
I have always told I am somebody who does not focus on quantity, be it even projects, be it impact, it's quality. But when you say, I think if it's in a club, I feel if the members of the club have the opportunity or have learned how to voice their opinions, I feel that's an impact within the members. And if that certain members can use their voice to create a change in the community, that is impact there. And I also feel that sometimes if you all impact somebody and the person in front also sees that even I can do this, that also is an impact. I think why you getting a smile on a single child's face is also an impact. So I think making a difference, and above all, if you are satisfied by what you are doing, that is an impact for me. So yeah.
Definitely, I think very, very nicely encapsulated by Nikhita. And I also feel the same. It's just a spark that you will have to create within people. It could be actions, it could be people, it could be creating leaders that way. There are multiple things to it. What I feel out here is that even the smallest of things that you do should actually touch people's lives. Should actually if you do something, people should remember you, that this was a guy who actually did something. You've spoken with someone in a very kind manner, showing empathy to people. All of those things actually matter a lot. I actually feel that when you are in a setup like Rotaract or in an organization like Rotaract, what you say, how you say, and all of those things that you do, your conduct in an organization matters the most. So I think those smallest of things that you do in an organization create that kind of impact that people actually look at that way.
So moving a little away from Rotaract, obviously you all have a personal life. So how do you all manage? Like, as far as I know, Nikhita, I think you took a year's break when you were a DRR.
Yes.
Similar things were, I think, done. Asta also took a break for a few
Yes.
months. So I think Yashwardhan, I don't know what are your plans.
Making the tradition that they followed.
But how will you manage? Like, it's not just as DRRs, but also your DCs and council members. I really don't know, because I am also somebody who works in the same institute. But by the time I'm done, I just need to go home, and I sometimes feel that I need to take some rest. But you all have meetings lined up, late night calls, and then even your Sundays are also worked up. So how do you all manage this?
I think prioritizing is a very, very important thing when it comes to. So if I speak when I was the DRR, when I served, I think prioritizing, and second is delegation. I mean, and one thing I absolutely learned during my DRR is you need to take breaks. And if you keep doing work continuously, you yourself will get exhausted after a point of time, and you will not find interest in doing what you love. And I think you need to prioritize. If it is personal and some days, then it has to be that. And I have gone on breaks during my DRR and I've texted on my DEC group that I am going to be away for these days. You all need to look up. And I think when you start delegating is when it gets easier. And I think you should not feel that everything you only have to take it up. But I think prioritizing at the very same time, that what needs your attention at that point of time is more important. I think tend to forget to prioritize what is important, and we कि अरे सब एक साथ कर लेते. That never happens. You have to prioritize, and you have to give your family also time. You have to give your person, you have to give yourself also time, so that you are capable enough to go and be out there in road track. So I think that is what I did.
So for me, I think since I've joined Rotaract, I've been working somewhere. So for me, it just become very, very easy. My body has gotten conditioned to what I do that way. And secondly, I think it is very important to love what you do. And if you don't feel good within, I don't think that you will be able to do anything that way. So for me, the love for the organization is so much that I am able to manage everything that comes my way. So normally my day starts with office meetings and all of those things, and it ends with a Rotaract meeting. So it is just that way. It's very important for you to understand, as she said, that you have to understand how to prioritize things and balance it out that way.
And like maybe taking cue from this, I don't think this will be very much applicable to you, Nikhita, because you come from a family which is your mom is a part of Rotary, and maybe
my grandmother was also
part of the Rotary. So that is a little bit. But to you, Yashwardhan, how would you, and maybe how do you handle family pressure? Like, I'm sure your parents must get very concerned, look at your health, what are you doing, this and that, and maybe some other things, and maybe sometimes even things like yeah, abhi kya kar raha hai, abhi shadi kar le, and this and that. Maybe how do you all handle those kind of things? How do you manage your parents?
घर पे बोलता है क्या पता नहीं, we tell him.
As I said, it is just the love for the organization, and initially it was difficult for me to tell my parents as well that there is something called as Rotaract, that I actually go every day and I attend events that way. Weekends पे कहाँ जा रहा है, कौन सी event में attend कर रहा है, कहाँ जा रहा है, कुछ पता नहीं है, क्योंकि उनके लिए भी नया चीज है. So but later on I think even they got conditioned, even they understood that Saturday Sunday है तो वो घर पे रहने ही नहीं वाला है. He'll be somewhere out attending some of the other Rotaract events. So I think they've also understood that he likes a certain thing, so let him just enjoy that. So they do not pressurize me on marriage वगैरह के लिए, तो ठीक है वो तो that is very natural for any parent to do that. But apart from that, I think they've understood that I have that love for this organization, and वो रुकेगा नहीं, उसको जो करना है वो करता रहेगा.
But any extraordinary experience with you, Nikhita, though you're from a Rotaract family?
Yeah, well, my mom also continues पूरे weekend कहाँ रहती है time पे, even if she is a Rotary, but I always, my only reply is, you are the one who pushed me into this, so you have no option but to support me.
So you're lucky in that.
Yeah, I mean she supports me. अगर the only thing is, even after the event ends, we are still out. We come in late. अब event 9 बजे खत्म होगा तो भी हम we'll reach only at 12 o'clock or something. We will sit, we'll have fun with the friends, and fellowship चलते रहेगा थोड़े time. So but वही है, but I think my mom and when my dad was also there, he was very supportive because they saw change in me in general. So I think, and like Yashwardhan said, they saw the love that I have for the movement and the love that the movement gives me in all ways. So if they see that their child is doing good somewhere, I think no parents would want their child out of that movement. So yeah,
that's true. So if there was something that you would want to say to the 18-year version of yourself, what would it be? Maybe some good thing, ये करो, ये मत करो, something?
I feel ये करो, वो मत करो, ये mindset के साथ चलना ही नहीं चाहिए था. If I would have been, in hindsight, if you ask me that way, I actually feel that जो भी आपके मन में आता है ना वो करो. That is very important. Find your calling. What is very important for you, and what do you really like? I mean, if you ask about myself, I actually felt that I did not grab a lot of opportunities that came my way. So if I have to, say something to an 18-year-old or for myself that way, it would be never say no to anything. Whatever comes your way, take it up. And have that open mindset about things, and try to explore new things every time. That is very important.
Okay, if I have to maybe combine the answer to Rotaract and otherwise also, I think a 18-year-old Nikhita learned a lot because of Rotaract, and I don't want to go back in time and say something that I should not have done this or should have done this, because I think all the good experience are now good memories, and all the bad experience has turned me into something that I am today. So I think even if it's good or bad or decisions that I have taken, I have probably taken because I felt that that was right at that point of time. And some things become learning, some things become memories. So I think that way I'm happy with whatever decisions I've taken in life. So yeah.
Okay. So now Rotaract, obviously it helps us professionally, personally both. So how has it changed y'all? Is there any one thing, maybe personally and professionally for both of y'all, which changed because of Rotaract, purely because of Rotaract?
Maybe I've become more confident. I was a very, very shy person. I was very introverted. I'm still very introvert. I'm very extrovert only with the certain set of people, but I'm very introvert as such. But I think I can still now voice my opinions without thinking what the world will think about me, what are going to be other people's opinions or judgment. And I think that is purely because of Rotaract that I have learned the confidence, and I started loving myself more because of Rotaract. So I think that is one change, and that's brought a lot of change in my professional career also. So yeah.
For me, I think I had a stage fear, which I've been able to eliminate. During my school days and colleges, I did not used to stand on the stage and used to speak that way. And I still feel that I have that thing, but I think that have been eliminated of late that way. It is through Rotaract, and apart from that, I feel that I've been able to observe a lot what people think, how do they think, and I think that technique or probably observation skill I've been able to possess through Rotaract. Because there are different personalities, as I said at the outset. You get to work with multiple leadership styles and people with different thought process. So you get to learn a lot of different things from people that way.
True. So Nikhita, what was that one moment I think in December 22 was when you were announced that you'll be the DRR nominee.
Yes.
So what was that one moment? Was it during your tenure or was it even before that wherein you decided to define your leadership strategy? Like every leader has a strategy. Some lead by authority, some lead by friendship, some lead by a mixture of both. So when did you define, and how did you define that this is how I want to lead and this is how I want to be different from all the others who were in the past?
Okay, I think before, maybe I don't have a very, if you say a strategy wasn't there. It was with time when I think with certain people you knew you had to keep friendship above, and that is when काम easily ho jata. Then with certain people, authority, I'm not sure if I have done it or not, but I have always liked being within the people and doing work, because I always wanted I want to be working with y'all and I don't want to be only commanding instructions to y'all. But I think that is something that I learned right before me filing for a DRR nominee. So the very first year, which is 22-23, when I took up the chair of PIS. And I think that is when I liked the way, and Yashwardhan was on my team as the director, partners in service. I think that is when I understood my leadership style, because that was the first year that I got to lead a team at the district. And I think that is when I understood that if you are friends or if you know your team better, it becomes easier for you to work with your team. If you understand the strengths of a person better, if you understand the weaknesses of a person better, it becomes easier. And I think through the process, nobody is a born leader, nobody is a perfect leader. Through the process, slowly things I learned in the nominee year, slowly during my elective, I learned a lot during my DRRship also. And I think you need to learn people more and you need to understand what they want to do rather than what you want out of the people. If I ask somebody to do something and they don't want to do that, they will not do it up to the perfection that they want. And if it is something that they want to do with their heart, they will go all out to do that. So I think that is something that I learned it through the journey rather than maybe strategizing it. So I feel that is something for me.
So when, there is this one thing that I always that I've told to my 3 teams, and also I'll be telling it to the future team, in this, when I was the president for the 3 years in this club, I believe that maybe discipline is something which is above everything for me personally. So I've been, both of you all know, I've been a very strict president in that per se. But, one thing that I always tell them, district, they have their own imperfections. They know that they are not really perfect. There are a lot of glitches, there are a lot of mistakes. And the main thing that I really appreciate about the district is that, and I never got a chance to discuss this with anybody, but today I'm getting a chance to discuss this with 2 DRRs, is that at district I've never seen a total control. Like everybody is a working professional. They are just they come and they do it as a part of their passion, and somebody they have their own reasons for being there. So it's not control as compared to an institute based club. It's not a complete control the way a president, the way I had control here. So still you have to sweet talk and you have to manage people and then do things. And secondly, the district does not have extreme resources. Like today I have an institute, I have a turf here, we have a hall here, I can do any meeting, we are sitting here and doing this podcast, and we have classrooms. But district has to be is inclined towards all the other clubs, but still they manage to do it. So how is it that y'all manage this, wherein you don't have a fixed place, you don't have a fixed people? Aaj koi aaya, kal shayad na aa sake. In Shukriya we had that thing, Eid ka chand and all those things were happening in Shukriya. So how do you all still manage to do? It's like the district has that thing, the show must go on.
Correct.
So how do you all keep that going? If especially I've had times wherein my maybe core team members or even directors who were at really extreme position, on who somewhere indirectly or indirectly we were dependent, they just left. So at that time, I don't know, how do you all manage such things?
So I think, like you said, we don't have resources. Our resources are our 124 clubs, I think. And that is something that we back on all times. And I think we are very, very blessed in terms of clubs that within one call or message, they give us their venues and we happily go to the clubs also. And I think the clubs are the people that we need. And moreover, the council members are an administrative body for the clubs to grow. But I always feel that the clubs, we at 314 are blessed with beautiful clubs. So I think we have had close to zero issues with venues. So that way we are blessed. And I think coming to a point that where you said discipline, hona bhi, and friendly also, I think that way when I started off my year as an elect, to be more precise, I have been very, very strict. And I have been told by a lot of my DEC members only that why are you going so strict? I was very strict with certain things that should not happen in Rotaract. And I was very, very strict till the end. And I am sure that Yashwardhan is also going to carry. I mean, we are very chill people outside Rotaract. But in Rotaract, there are certain protocols that we need to follow. But at the same time, friendships can, if it is true, it will be there outside Rotaract. But where there has to be discipline, there has to be no matter what. And I think when you say the show must go on, yes, we also have a lot of issues. We also go through end moment changes and everything. But also at the same time, a DRR or a council or a DEC should not think that people will work for me always. If they don't work, you should be ready enough that you should get into the shoes and do the work. I mean, there have been multiple times in the year that I have been there on ground and I have worked. And people come and ask, Nikhita, tu DRR hai, why are you working? But there is nothing that a DRR can't work. And I think I enjoy working. I would enjoy doing that in my IPDRR year also. And that is one of the reasons that I'm still, I mean, I will feel alive only when I'm working, not when I'm giving commands only.
I think one of the reasons that you are the DRR or a president is because you can do anything and everything that your team is doing. You can fit into all the
roles. Good leader has to be a mixture of both. Yes. A mixture of a good commander, a mixture of a good worker at the same time. And you need to know the balance between the two is what I feel.
So Yashwardhan, you're starting, it's been a week that your year has begun. So what is that one value or one principle that you would want to keep in your mind? Kuch bhi ho jaye, there might be a lot of politics, there might be a lot of issues, internal issues, administrative issues, or even issues with clubs or whatever. But this is one principle that I will not compromise with, or that I will always live by. Do you have something like that in mindset?
I do have a lot of them that way. But if you ask me, one of them, it is just empathy towards people. Because often we forget that we are in a voluntary organization. We are part of a voluntary organization. And we tend to, feel that, whatever we say, it is going to be done by the person who's under us. And they're actually not under us. They're all working for a common cause, for a common purpose. And they've all come for a certain reason in an organization because they've been working out, they have other priorities in life. They feel that Rotaract is actually like a getaway for them. They can actually do multiple different things under this organization. So I actually feel that it is all about empathy. How do you treat people and how do you, speak with people? That is the most important thing that is important because people observe you a lot. And I also observe people, but people also observe you a lot. People have a lot of expectations from you, but you should not have any expectations from people. When you start having expectations from people, you will start getting, you will feel that nothing is happening
Hmm.
the way the way you wanted it to happen. So I've learned it the hard way. You should not have any assumptions or any expectations from anyone that way.
That's true. Even I would say this, Nikita, I don't know I ever told this to you, but my journey in Rotaract these 3 years, the first year I came into Rotaract, the very first year I was appointed as the president. Look, because I had done other things in the college, but not something in Rotaract. So first year was completely settling. I was unaware of half the things. Second year, there were a few things in my life, and obviously professionally I was settling. So second year also in Asta's year. But I think it's your year in which I was very much connected with the district. I was, knowing what it was. And to be very honest, I think you are that one DRR with whom I had a connection. Yeah, this is my DRR and this. And we had that, bond. And I think maybe I should have continued for one more year for you, Yashwardhan, but I gave a chance to Angel. So we'll do that. But that has actually been true. Your image, Nikita, I don't know, you said that people say that you've been strict, but I did not have that image of you, to be very honest. In Jamin's year, we had, it was not very this. Even in Asta's year, I was not that involved. I was so professionally messed up in second year that I did not attend a single DRR press meeting in Asta's year. Not a single one. I missed all the four because I was occupied on, it was always my secretary and my vice president who went there. But in your year, I made sure that ठीक है, all the four, भले ही थोड़ा आगे पीछे 19-20 कुछ करके भी कम, but I think that ability in you, Nikita, is really great, wherein everybody feels connected with you. That's
I don't exactly like Yashwardhan told. It is how you talk to people, and I think I don't want people to forget me after 30th June. I mean, the people were still connected with me post the 1st of July, and obviously now post Taras, I will be very, very frank. Post that is when people would want to have a connection with you and would want to continue that bond with you. Is when I would be happy that I have done something in my DRR show. Because as he told, what matters is how you talk to people, and I think always I joined this movement for friendship. I continued this movement for friendship, and I want to remember this movement for the friendships that I gained. So that is going to be above everything. Always.
Even I think same with you, Yashwardhan. The very first interaction that I had with you was during Invicta, wherein though I knew you, but I was not that this, but during for the Seva Mahotsav citation and this and that, we were very this, and that time to be very honest, there was a whole council in this, but calm mein everybody's messy, but you were very calm. You were like, ठीक है, आपका ये है, ठीक है, we'll do this, we'll do that, and it was very much sorted with you. So that's been very. I see that you're very open, and it's gonna be a great year for your, and I wish you all the very best, obviously, for that thing. So coming to you, your professional life, Nikita, you chose LLB and law. Any specific reason?
My grandmother is the reason why I chose law.
Okay.
I mean, because she wanted me to do law. I think that is one of the reasons that I chose law. And I think the reason I stuck because I love voicing out my opinions and I love fighting for what is right. So that is one of the reasons why it made me love the profession that I chose. So yeah.
Yashwardhan, you want to tell us something about your professional life? And
so I've been working for the last 4 to 5 years now, and I work as an account manager with a Singapore-based firm that is into robotics. So I've been into account management for the last 4 or 5 years now, and that is how it is.
So you're great with maths.
I am not, but you can say that.
You're a numbers master.
Not that much, but
now coming to the upcoming year, is there anything unique that obviously I don't want you to reveal it? You will have your own plans and this, but something that you want to do different apart. You rightly mentioned that empathy is what your this is gonna be, but some things that maybe you want to change or something. The larger, we would not want you to disclose it completely, but something that you are planning, something really big.
I'll give you a sneak peek into it. I'll let you know what is it. So it's basically very simple. I actually felt, after being in the council for the last 4 years now, what I felt is that, we've actually become like a project machine, and we've been doing a lot of, projects at the district level. And the club space that we should actually give to clubs, that has actually, reduced a lot. So this year, for me, I think I've already told all the presidents as well that we would be focusing more on the clubs, the kind of projects that they'll be doing. And, we used to see that the district used to collaborate with clubs. There was a time. I feel that is something that we would want to revive again. And we would want to collaborate with clubs at the level at which they do the projects, it's just inspiring for us also, and we also learn a lot of different things. It is not only district that inspires the club, but clubs also inspire us a lot that way. I mean, we've seen a lot of different projects that clubs have been doing for the last 10 to 15 years, for over a decade now. So those projects, where can we add value to them as a district team? I think that is something that I've been trying to do this year.
That's really, so you want to focus more on the clubs,
Right?
that's right. So Nikhita, maybe Yashwardhan cannot reveal, but I know you can 100% reveal. So as the year is done, so any story, any behind the scene, I would not call it a mess up, but any interesting, entertaining story that you want to share with us and our audience that happened during one of the events during this year?
Interesting, entertaining.
Something maybe that will not offend anybody.
No. I think if it is interesting, then it might have offended a certain set of people. So I think the one thing that I enjoyed the most, I'm not avoiding any projects, is but before the start of the year, when we sat to close the council, I think it was a lot of fun when I saw the DEC members fighting for who they wanted into their teams, and they voicing. I mean, if there was a certain council members application form that came out, and both DEC members wanted that person, how they pitched in that why they wanted that member. I think that was something very interesting and very fun at that point of time, because I was on the other side. I didn't have to fight much. I had the last words. I mean, my words were the last say. So I think I've enjoyed that thing. Yeah, but projects I will not say. I think I've enjoyed all projects, irrespective of what the journey till the project has been. But I think I'll not want to say any project, but council applications, I would say. Yeah.
So we have a small rapid fire round as a part of our show. So maybe you all can answer it in one word or one sentence as per both of you all individually. So what is Rotaract for you all in one word?
Home.
People.
Morning meetings or late night plannings? What is your game?
Morning meetings.
Late night plannings.
Okay. One Rotaractor you would call first in a crisis?
Jeet.
I think the IPDRR.
Okay. The first word that comes to your mind when you hear club service?
Fun.
Bonding.
Okay. One district event that you can never forget, like not just generally, but maybe let's say, for example, Red of 2018 or this. So any one event that you all personally enjoyed a lot.
I think Ripen as a project, because I have done it as an HOD, I have been an OC, I have chaired the project, and then I went on to also becoming the chair PIS and then leading the project. So I think Ripen will always be a close project to me. So there's no specific year.
Same for me, Ripen, because that was my first project as a Rotaractor that I attended, and again, after that I got a chance to chair that project. So I think Ripen is very close to my heart. And apart from that, one more project is MIPS. I think a lot of people know me through MIPS.
MIPS. True. So email or WhatsApp, what according to you all is more chaotic?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp is chaotic.
Super
Email is
chaotic.
sorted. Always.
What is your biggest professional flex?
I think I started the chocolate getaway, the business that I did during my COVID journey. So I think at that point of time, when I had no interest in doing anything, I just wanted to free my time. But that point of time when I started this, I think, and that too in a very short period of time, it gained a lot of success. Though it is on a break right now, but at that point of time, so I think that is going to be my biggest thing.
Profession, I don't know, but in Rotaract, if you ask me, I think managing more than 100 clubs, having, more than 10,000 right now, Rotaract members in it, it's actually a very big task. So I think that is something I can actually flex about to, manage. So
Yeah, that is what we flex outside Rotaract. That is what we do. So yeah.
Okay. One skill that Rotaract gave you that college or formal education didn't?
I think speaking skills.
Managing people.
The most used emoji in your phone?
Heart, probably a heart.
Heart only.
Oh.
It's a heart.
Okay. So what are your go-to stress busters?
I like to walk a lot.
I can answer for him. He can walk how much ever you want to.
Walk?
He can walk back to his home also from here.
Yesterday night, I clocked around 15,000 steps in an hour. So I just love to walk.
I think for me, it's listening to music or maybe a long call with your friends. So that is my stress buster, where I can rant out all that I have been going through. So yeah.
One quote or line maybe that you'll live by?
think for me it's believing in yourself.
Hmm.
Keep believing in yourself and things will start going north and will start happening.
I think for me, if it's a road track perspective, I think the movement starts with you and the importance that one should give to oneself. I think so. That is believe in yourself and make sure that the movement is because of you.
So if you all, let's say, were not into Rotaract or not a part also of your professional journey, the way you work for a firm and you into law, so what else would you all would have done?
I probably would have been a politician.
Politician.
Yes.
That's very. I think that is the most surprising part of this podcast.
I love.
You're too good to be a politician, Yashwardhan.
I know that.
For me, I have to, I think, maybe go 13 years back down the line to understand what would I have done. But I think I would have maybe got into events or something because I love doing events and I used to love that even in my
Event
college
management
days.
professionally.
Yes. So maybe that is something that I would have tried.
So if you all had to say or describe each other in one word, how would you all do that?
I think she's a fun-loving person. I think the way she speaks, the way she behaves with people, a jovial person.
I think he's the calm in the chaos.
Calm in the chaos. That's actually true.
Yeah.
So apart from this, do you all have any very off the beat hobbies or something which is very unexpected? Ki, you know, shadi, maybe like into gaming or maybe boxing. Any unique hobbies that you all have?
I like my PlayStation.
You're a gamer.
Yes.
This
Not
is
a
unique to me also.
Not a gamer, but
You like playing games. So is it for like releasing out your stress or you like it?
I mean, since the very beginning, since my childhood, I've been a very, very strong PlayStation supporter.
Oh.
So I think the hobbies that I usually go to is I love driving cars. So that is something, and I love cooking. But other than that, which is something offbeat, I think I love playing PUBG and Call of Duty when it was there. Now I've not got the time in the last 2 years. But I used to play that for hours, PUBG and Call of Duty. So I love playing games.
So we have both the DRRs were our secret gamers.
Yeah.
Players.
Oh, yeah, both are players.
I mean, if you are a DRR, you have to be a player. So yeah.
That's true. Okay. So, any one, past DRR that, you learned a lot of things from? Maybe, who taught you, all of us know that maybe you all have learned a lot of things from Rotarians, from other people. But obviously, when you are getting into some position, you first thing that you do is get to the person who's already been on that position. So in that way, who was that one DRR, who helped you a lot and who is maybe shaping your journey?
For me, it's again Pankaj sir only. I mean, there are certain things that I've learned or maybe gotten from a couple of PDRs, but if it is something that I've always looked up to, it's Pankaj sir. And two things that I've got from him, that he always used to say that once you complete your year, I mean, during your year, when you're having the collar around your neck, everybody's going to give you the respect. But if that respect is still there for you post your year is when you have done something in the year. That is one. And the second thing that he always says, that the home club that you are part of should never shut. That is because that is the club that got you to the position where you are. So these are the two things that I also very, very strongly believe. And I think he's one person that I look up to. I mean, it is not maybe something that we have had a conversation about, but the respect that he's getting even after 30 years and the dedication that he's showing into the movement even after 30 years is something that we all look up to. So yeah. But then yes, there are certain other DRRs also we have learned something quite a bit. So yeah.
She was just trying to be very, very diplomatic out here.
That's the reason I took only one name from 3140. I didn't take any names from 3141.
For me, I think I joined very, very recently as compared to Nikhita that way. For me, I think I worked under more than 4 or 5 DRRs. So I think for me, Jamin was someone who I actually liked, and the way he used to behave with people, he was, I think, someone who's very quiet, silent, and did not used to, say anything, even if he used to make any mistake that way. So I used to like that. Quality of his.
That's something that I think even happened with me. Like, Jamin was my first DRR. So, in my first year, I had no clue what a DRR is and, what kind of authority, what kind of position this is. And, it's a very esteemed position. So, when the second year, by the time I realized, I was like, oh my God, Jamin was so calm for this position and he was so down to earth and maybe very humble. And so, that is something that even I had for him. And that brings me actually to another question, that did you all ever think that you all will become the DRR?
I to never thought.
So for me, I think I told this in my incoming speech also. In 2013, when I joined, my first assembly, district assembly I attended was in 2014-15, which was at the very same auditorium where my incoming was, which was Birla Matoshu, which was incoming of PDRR Hemang Jakia. And when he walked down the aisle giving his incoming speech, I still remember the seat I was sitting at. I wanted to be there somewhere, but then I think during the process it just started falling out of place. I didn't had that ambition. I just wanted to do justice to the positions that were given to me. I stopped having ambitions at, I think, till a point of time when there was an election that was happening for a DRR during year 2021-22. So I think that year, when obviously there are campaigning calls going here and there, and I got a call from Rotaract Yash Savla saying that, Nikhita, your name is rolling out in the district, that you are going to be applying the next year. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be. And like, no, you should, but because the name is out there that you are going to be applying. I'm like, no, there is no plans of such. And I think then I kept the call and I told mom that, as a bol rahe to, why don't you go for it? And I think I took good 3 months to think about it, and on Jemin's goals is when I decided that I'm going to go for it. Yeah.
For me, I think I never really thought about it. I just kept on, taking up positions, whatever I got. A lot of people out here in the district, do not want to do a lot of different things. They do not want to experiment with things. For me, it was very, very open. Whatever I will get, I will do it. In the interest of the organization. If it has been given to me, I will do it. So that was just, the thought that I had. And eventually it actually happened. So I never really went behind positions throughout the Rotaract journey that I've had till now.
So, though you all are very young to ask this question, but still I would want to ask, because you all have served, you are serving and you have served at one of the most esteemed positions. Is it that something higher, not just in Rotaract or Rotary, but beyond Rotary and Rotaract also? Is it something higher that you aim for or you want to achieve? Like, let's say, just an example, you said you wanted to be a politician. So maybe after a DRR ship, you still aim to be a politician or something. So is there still something that you all are really eager to achieve?
Yeah, but I think I always like to keep my plans within myself till it is achieved.
But do you have something?
Yes, I do have. In the Rotary world also and outside also, both.
Oh. Yeah. About you, Yashwardhan?
I've already said that.
Politician.
I very jokingly tell people that the Saturdays and Sundays that I give to Rotaract, if I start giving it to a political party, I will, be somewhere then, hopefully.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And just coming to some of the last questions, 3141 is one of the most, biggest and the greatest district when it comes to Rotaract, at least. We are really great. And even when it comes to Rotary, we make the most contributions in this and that. And other parts of India, though there are Rotary and Rotaract clubs, but they are not as active as 3141. Okay. So when you all go at district, level, even, international level summits or even meeting, so how do you all flex that we are the biggest club? And so what is your mind? How is that?
So the biggest flex is we do not have to flex. We only have to say that we are from 3141 and you get the respect. I mean, as simple as that, for the very first time, I think as DRR nominee, when I started going to MDIO events and went to international summits and everything, I had to just say that I'm from 3141 and people will greet you with so much respect. I think I always say to everybody, I told this to my DEC, I told this to Yashwardhan's DEC, I tell this to my council also when we have address them, that you have to maintain that standard of 3141. I mean, 3141, I always say, is the most premium district across the world. And Rotary, though 3141 this year, 24-25, is the number 1 district in the world. And I think we need to make sure that we live up to the standards. And even if we don't at certain times, we might make mistakes, but the respect that you get is unmatched.
No, I actually agree with her. And जितने पुराने लीडर्स रहे हैं जितना उन लोगों ने काम किया, आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी बिग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड अ बिग शू टू फिल इन. सो आई थिंक एक्चुअली as she rightly said, the kind of respect that you get in those districts wherever you go, MDIOs or anywhere that you go, it is just because of the hard work of these leaders that we've been able to reach till here now.
So coming to the last question, what is that one unforgettable moment for both of you all, either Rotaract journey or in your personal life, that is till date there with you and maybe will be there for the rest of your life? Something big, small, something that made you really happy or even something that you all did not like, something that is still there in your mind. So do you all have something like that?
For me, everything in Rotaract was good. Nothing
Yeah,
was
but there
bad.
must be one moment wherein you maybe felt that has always stayed with you.
No, I don't think that will stay with me. But there was one instance wherein I was told that I cannot apply for the DRR ship. I did not, had that feeling also to apply for it. But still, if there was an opportunity, I actually felt that you should grab it. So there was this time wherein I was like totally out of it, and there were technical reasons to it. So I just felt that nothing will happen now. It's all done. But I still felt that I will stay in the organization and I will still be a part of it and will work in any capacity that I will be told to work with.
I think there are a lot of moments. I think there is not that one moment that I can maybe say that this is something that I will not forget. But I think if it is the near thing, I think the moment, the December 22nd, when I got announced as the DRR nominee, is something because it is a mixture of all the moments together combined. I mean, you got the fruits of everything. So I think that is one moment will stay for me always.
So yeah. Okay, with that being said, there is this one last thing that maybe I would want to tell it to both of y'all, and also to a lot of people who are maybe working for the District 3141, because kahin na kahin, even I believe that maybe if I was not a part of DGMC, this institute, I wouldn't have been a part of Rotaract. So for me, Rotaract is through this institute, that is through my college. But for y'all, I think it's very different. So this is just one thing that maybe I would want to say. I never got a platform to say it to the district, but if they are listening to it today, and at least I can say it to the two representatives, is that this age that we are in now, between 18 to 25 or 18 to 30, is the most prime. We call it the youth. Okay, and that is when most of the people want to build their career, grow professionally, earn a lot of money, settle, have a lavish wedding, find their partner and get married and do things. So you all are also in this age, but still in this age, taking a year's break and compromising on your professional life and giving time to this organization, which does a lot of things to this. Of course, Rotaract is not just about community service, or it is not just about working for others. There's a lot of fun also. There's a lot of, you make a lot of friends, and everybody has their own reasons to come. But I still believe that community service is the core of Rotaract, and 60% of reason why anybody does or anybody sticks to that is for that reason. So this is from me personally to y'all. Thank you so much for doing this. Maybe you all have done so many projects, you from 2013 till date, and Yashwardhan, you from 2019 till now. You all have done n number of projects which might have impacted some or the other person directly or indirectly, and you all have been a part. And the major thing is, you all have given the most precious age to this organization. So thank you so much for doing that. And I think this is something that not just as y'all as individuals, but this should inspire a lot of people, a lot of young generation, because this coming generation is very much self-centered. They don't want to do a lot of things, and they are very self-centered. They want to see that what they gain. But I think y'all will be an inspiration, and this position and this organization in itself is an inspiration, and y'all were and y'all are at the core center of it. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for the kind words.
And really thank you so much for agreeing, Yashwardhan, especially you, because I know how busy you will be. Just Nikhita is maybe now getting towards retirement, but you are this is the prime, and we call DRR, so they are always occupied with installations or this and that. But thank you so much for taking out time. And when I spoke to you, it was not a single time that no, I need to check, I need to the only thing that he said was, I spoke to you first because I knew you will be more occupied. So I just told, he said, Nikhita, okay. She said, agreed for this date and this time, take it, and I'm okay with that. And it was really sorted. So thank you so much for being there on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you to all our listeners for tuning in and being there with us for the podcast. That was the Immediate Past DRR Rotarian Retractor Advocate Nikhita Sunil and the DRR 2526 Retractor Yashwardhan Chauhan. And I hope that their journey inspires you to lead with purpose and stay grounded in your values. Whether you're just starting in your Rotaract journey, or maybe you're someone who's already therein, always keep in mind that this is a very beautiful experience, and this is going to make you something really different. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and remember that every perspective has the power to shape your journey. This is Sanman Hutgikar signing off. Stay curious, stay connected. Thank you.